Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Courtside with Beelance and Tennis, part of the Tennis Channel Podcast Network. We have with us a returning guest in Raheel Manji. Some of Raheel's playing accomplishments include competing at an ATP Masters 1000 event, 4 professional tour titles, an ITA National Summer Champion, playing #1 singles and doubles for Indiana University, where he only lost 5 matches playing in Bloomington in 4 years. He's a 6-time Canadian national champion and is still currently on the Pro Tour. Some of his coaching accolades include coaching 3 Grand Slam players, 3 Davis Cup players, 4 professional title holders, 1 NCAA champion, 3 ITA national champions, 16 ATP/WTA professionals, 15 national champions, 9 Junior Grand Slam, Junior Davis Cup, and Junior Fed Cup players. And he also made the Sweet 16 acting as an assistant coach at the University of Oklahoma. He is also now the founder and CEO of Mission Elite Performance. Please welcome back to the pod, Raheel Manji. Raheel, thanks again, man, for taking time out of your day and walking us through your current project, which is growing like gangbusters right now, Mission Elite Performance.
Well, thanks, David. Thanks for having me. You know, I have a ton of respect and appreciation for what you do and how you do it. So it's a real pleasure and privilege for me to be on here with you.
Hey, man, you're doing great things, and I'm excited to speak. I just want to catch the viewers on where we were when we originally spoke. It was a couple of years ago. I can't believe that already. You were an assistant coach at Oklahoma. You then turned your attention to playing some professional events, did quite well at the futures level, won a few doubles titles, and then you really started turning your attention to the training side and your current project, Mission Elite Performance. I guess since the last time we spoke, how did you get to the point where we're at currently today?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been a roller coaster really since I started going in the NCAA as a player and then a coach, and obviously, it's been up and down between the 2 positions. I turned pro out of Indiana to play. I ended up with 4 wrist tears and needing double hip surgery there, and so took the role in the coaching positions at the NCAA, and as I took a position finally in the end at Oklahoma under Nick Kroll and alongside Nick Papik, and what happened there is I fell in love with the coaching side, the team tennis side, and the performance side, and along with that, as the year progressed, we were obsessed and on a mission to help our guys and the team, the Sooners, obviously win a national championship. And what happened along the way is I was studying culture, and I was studying the game so much that from a playing standpoint, it actually made me a better player. It didn't matter that I wasn't playing at all the whole year. When I went back out on the Pro Tour, I was probably smarter, clearer, ready to go. And so I talked to the coaching staff there, and I said, look, I really want to kind of see how much farther I can go from a playing standpoint after this year. They were really supportive, and I wanted to help back as much as I could for all they'd given me. So I went on tour, had quite a bit of success from the get-go, which kind of showed me that a lot of this sport has to do with education, and a lot of it has to do with mentality. And you know, I didn't play at all that whole year at Oklahoma. I didn't play at all, and I went out and probably went about 32-2 to start my playing career as coming back out of retirement. And it just came to show there's so much to improve when it comes to education and kind of clarity of mind and about it all. But what happened along then was I was playing full time on the tour, and then obviously the pandemic hit, and I'd been doing Mission Elite, but I hadn't been fully able to bring it onto an on-court version, obviously, as a player. When the pandemic hit, I came back to Canada, and I really said I want to really go after this in terms of a performance standpoint, and I wanted to approach it in a team like a strong culture, strong company like atmosphere. And so what happened when I went to Oklahoma was I was very much involved and obsessed and really emphasized toughness, pressure tolerance, competitiveness. But when I went there, Coach Kroll really had me study and dive into culture and character. And it became something that was such a huge part of my belief system. I studied I simply studied culture and character for about 2 years straight. Coach was like, I'm going to throw this all at you and you're going to become an expert in this area. And I really I really bought into what it was. And so when I started Mission Elite, it's been the priority with the company, culture and character within the company. So.
Yeah, I mean the passion, it just oozes out of you, man. We hear you talk about it, and even offline, when we're not recording and we're talking, it's clear you have a passion for this. So kind of talk about the structure of what Mission Elite is. How many people you have there, the hours. Tell everybody about the setup that you currently have.
Absolutely. So the plan behind Mission Elite was to bring the most high character first, elite minded second, mission focused people into one environment, and just create the strongest culture and let the elite sharpen the elite, the high character sharpen the high character, the mission focused sharpen the mission focused together. And I would be there kind of overlooking and making sure and nurturing that environment, trying to develop and build it. So I'm very much a filter for everything that goes inside the company. And that's not only from the player standpoint, that goes from the coaches, that goes to the stringers, that goes to the equipment manager, that goes to the nutritionist. And so it's a full team-like understanding of how to be a high character, elite-minded person within the company. My structure is I want to tackle everything. It's so complete. Like I believe that a lot of success lies outside of the tennis in itself. So, and I know you agree with that, having been, a coach. It's the little things. It goes to the sleep. Are we getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep? Are we getting the nutrition? So, are we coming to practice early? Everybody says some people don't do a physical warm up, and I think that's really important, not only from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, so that from the first ball we hit, we're in that right set and tone and mind to get going. I believe obviously in the recovery and whatnot. So when we go into a training session with Mission Elite, especially a team session, they're coming early. Then we're starting the physical warm up, and I'm making sure we're getting in the right tone of mind to get started and be really effective. We go through the team practice. Everything's team, and here's where that works. I don't let in just anybody. It's very exclusive. It's very invitational. You've got to meet minimum requirements from a result standpoint, but then you've got to meet those requirements from a character standpoint. So I don't care if you're number one in the country, if you can't get along in a team setting. That's a major priority. But I don't care if you can get along with a team setting, but you don't have the elite mind. That's what we're really trying to develop, the person and the player. And so they understand that it's everything that you do. It's a lifestyle. It's real lifestyle. So there's education, there's warm up, there's tennis, there's fitness, there's nutrition. And then there's the team chemistry building. We go out, we have socials, we have really try to build that team chemistry so that when we get into practice, we are fluid and we're working together and we understand how to train with each other. So
I can tell just talking with you how people can easily be attracted to your attitude, your mindset, what you see with an overall picture. While you started it on tour, obviously with the pandemic, it's gotten a lot bigger now. And people that you are bringing in, this is happening kind of quickly. You're collaborating and bringing in a lot of people, and it's happening quickly. And
right.
Again, knowing your attitude and mindset, it's easy to see why people would want to be a part of that. Talk a little bit about the people that you have collaborated with and are jumping on board here.
Well, we started about a month ago, pretty much exactly a month to date. And how it actually started was Braden Schnurr, who he's from Toronto, Ontario, and I've known him my whole life, really. I started working with him individually, and it was very individual, but on the side, we had team practices going. I was with guys like Alex Donsky, some of the best in the world, and definitely the best in the country. And what happened was within a month, minimums right now for the elite team. And here's the greatest thing about this, whether like it or not, as we keep growing, the standards get higher and higher and higher. And that's the way I want it, and that's the way I want it to be. So right now, our minimum requirements for the elite team is national championship, ATP points, WTA points, or NCAA Division I ranked individual. And so that's our elite team standards. And what happened was within a month, we have about 20 people on the elite team. So some of the best in the world. I mean, I'll go through a couple of the guys on the list here. We got Braden Schnurr, who was 92 in the world. We got Alex Donsky, who was 424. He just actually earned himself a wild card into the ATP 250 in Bulgaria. That's great news for us. You got Martin Barron, who's 518 in the world. Kelsey Stevenson, 565. We got some of the best players in the NCAA. Jacqueline, who's number 12. Who was number 3, sorry. David Volson, number 12. Bunch of studs. We got about 20 of these. And then on the girls' side also, we have Jada Bowie, who's number 56 junior in the world. Louise Kwong, played number 1 for Illinois, 700. So 20 of these studs coming into one setting. But the best thing about all these studs is that they are the most warm people with the highest character. And we've had more really high-level players want to get in, but if they don't fit the mold, they don't fit the mold. It's as simple as that. We won't grow as fast of a rate as we need to.
Yeah, and you're focused on the players itself, which is great, and the listeners want to hear that. I don't know if I phrased my question correctly. You're collaborating with a lot of other people outside and that are not players that are supporting Mission Elite, and again, it's growing like gangbusters. If you can talk about a few of the recent people you've had that you've brought on.
Well, here's my mentality behind when you have players of this quality and level. You do not neglect them, and you put around the best people in the country to support them, because what could they be if they have the right support? You know how tennis is. Here's my little tidbit, and I know we've talked about this before, but you take some of the best players in the country and they go play college tennis, and for 3 months of the year, they come back to their home countries, and if they're not supported by the federation, that's 3 months of no support, guidance, or feedback. And we're talking about national champs. We're talking about some of the best juniors in the world. And so what happens is if they do 4 years of college, that's 3 times 4 out of 4 years. That's 1 year of no structure, no feedback, no guidance. What could these guys be if they had a full extra year of that? And so our support team has to be as elite as our players, as our coaches. So I'm going to go through a couple. We got a nutritionist. Her name's Sam. She works really closely with our players. She's on top of them. We got a mental performance team. It's partnered with Clear Performance Training. We've got physio and rehab partnered with the Athlete Connection. We've got some of the best fitness trainers partnered with us in the country. Kieran Foy, who was the lead national strength and conditioning coach for Team Canada. And then Clement Gaulier, who was the personal trainer for Shapovalov and Andreescu. We've got.
They're doing okay. Those 2 players are doing okay.
They're doing okay. They're doing all right. And then we got even our stringer. He's one of the best in the country. He's strung for some of the best professionals in the world. He used to train with Bjorn Borg back in the day, and he's so detailed. It's unreal. Our player mentor is Daniel. Right now, it's Daniel Bednarczyk, who was my teammate for 2 years. I mean, talk about a guy who understands culture and understands how to be elite, high standards. And we've got Katerina Kopchelich, who played on the number 10, played high lineup on the number 10 team in the country at Washington. And Danny was number 13 in the country in the NCAA. And so our whole staff needs to be elite. We've got business consultants, because these professionals, it's interesting. They have ideas. And so, and they want to be more than just tennis players. And I love that. Pursue outside of that. So we have a business consultant here that they can run ideas by. And it's amazing. We have NCAA connections and recruiting connections that really can help our players if need be. So a elite team around them for sure.
Awesome. Again, I see why people want to be a part of it. I just see the energy you provide and what you have going on. It's easy to see why people want to join up. I did notice, and I know we're focused on the elite program. you do some side projects as well. And I saw you the other day talking to some kids, and it's almost like you're getting that message out in front, because these are life skills. It's not just tennis here. And you're trying to get the word out to as many people as you can. And again, not just focused on the elite performers in your program right now.
Right. Absolutely. One of my passions actually is not to make them great tennis players. It's to make them better people first. And when I go in these talks with these academies or whatnot, or I go into my lectures, it's funny. There was a company that wanted to partner with us, and they go, well, we noticed that you don't even talk about tennis in these talks. Like, you're talking about stories about life and how that, and here's where studying culture and character for 2 years helped me, is there's a huge relationship from studying that I found and researching that I found between character, culture, and success and it doesn't matter in what field you're in. And so and I talk about it with our players too. I don't talk about growing as a tennis player so much as even growing as a person first. So when I talk about one really cool thing that we've been able to do with Mission Elite is go in and help academies provide them some lessons and lectures and stories that are kind of fun and engaging for them, especially younger generations, to look up to. And, if you could be a role model for them and try to teach them that we want you to be the best tennis players, you absolutely can, but how important it is to be great people first. And that's really something to be proud of within our company.
So great. I want to ask you this, because again, you had success on the pro tour and things kind of grinded to a halt, starting to pick up a little bit now. The long-term vision of this program, I mean, it's clear to me that this is not something that you just are using as a side project, as a hobby. Are you going to, start competing again back on the pro tour when hopefully we get through this pandemic sooner rather than later? And if you are, how are you going to pour all your energy into both, one, competing, and two, the Mission Elite program?
Absolutely. My plan is 100% to keep on and finish my calendar year. I have 5 months without having to defend any points, and 3-4 titles under my belt there to not defend. So what I'm really excited for, and our players, our team is really excited, is for what I call the Mission Elite on Tour. And I plan to bring Mission Elite on tour. It's exactly as it's named, and really try to help and provide the same type of structure, guidance, and feedback for these unbelievable professional tennis players that are so close to making the slams and so close to having a breakthrough. And for me, I was listening to Coach Kroll go on a live Instagram with the Stetson head coach, and one of the things he said is all our players, the reason why they can gel and meld and mend together so well is because they all understand that they're running their own race. I'm running my own race. Of course, I'm going to be competing out there, but I love to see others break through, and as long as they're good people and help them do something great. So I'm so excited to bring Mission Elite on tour and work with some of the best players in the world that perhaps can't make it to Canada and train with us. And we've had a lot of internationals come and be able to be here, and obviously a lot within a fly down to come train with us. But I'm kind of excited to be able to offer that to some of the best international players in the world. So that's a project that along and under Mission Elite that we're really excited about for sure.
Well, hey, keep doing what you're doing, because this program looks great. If others can reach out to you, they can find you on social media. I know you have a good Instagram page, a good Facebook page. They can message you there at Mission Elite.
Absolutely. They can reach out to myself or any of my support team on there. We usually have all their emails displayed, and we have my contact information and email also displayed on our social media posts for sure. So that's easy and accessible, and all our guys are usually pretty good with communication. So for sure, that's a great option for them to kind of reach out and interview to be a part of this.
Awesome. Hey, Raheel, I just the energy, man. We see the energy. We see the passion. Again, I've said it a couple of times already. I can see why a lot of people want to be a part of this. So keep doing what you're doing. Best of luck to you, not only in your health and safety with this pandemic, but too also playing once the tour gets back going full steam. And then obviously with the Mission Elite program, you're doing great work, Raheel.
David, thanks so much for everything. Same to you. You know, you're one of the best out there. So you keep it up. I'm watching your show every week, learning things, interesting stuff, and you're doing a great job. So I appreciate it. This was such an honor to be on your show. So thanks so much for having me, David.
Oh, no problem. Thank you, Raheel. Best of luck, man. Talk soon.
Okay, take care.